I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Look at my watch. Can you see it? It's a picture of you. I just got a notification. It said, Les Brown is live.
All right, fantastic. That reminds me of Dick Tracy days.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like now, I think. I wonder, let us know if you remember Dick Tracy.
Yes, indeed. I love, I'm a cartoon person, Mickey Mouse, Popeye the Sailor Man. I was eating spinach, olive oil,
Yeah, they don't make cartoons like they used to anymore. That's for sure.
No, absolutely not.
You know what they do with cartoons now is they put, so my kids are 14 and 8. So they've been doing this for at least 14 years. They put the most annoying songs ever in cartoons to get kids addicted to them now. And then as a parent, you don't want to watch them with them because they're so hard to digest. So how is your Tuesday going?
It's going real good. And I got some insights. I want to start using this as a way to help people to learn how to master their superpower, which is their power voice. And I encourage people to join our class. We have a new class open. We're going to do another speaker summit. There are 14 different principles of how to become a world-class speaker. But I'm going to share one today, and they're going to learn a great deal from it, how I just took a slither of my life. And as a result of that, I went from being involved in a job, the journey of the broke, to being my own boss, okay? And to changing lives and controlling my own destiny and being able to take care of my mother. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to explain it to them, and they can use it. Something I heard a gentleman say that I'm going to do a podcast today. His name is Ed Mylett, and that's Mylett. He has the 20th most popular podcast in the world.
Wow.
He's a master communicator. He talks real fast. He's very brilliant. And one of the things I encourage people, if you're an entrepreneur, business person, speaker, coach, whomever, that before you interview with somebody, do some research on them. Find out how they do it. What's their approach? Find out things about their personality and how they're going to interview you, looking at them interviewing other people, so you can be adequately prepared. So of all the interviews I've had over the years, this is different. This is unique. He's different. I've never had one like him. Good, strong voice, very fast, high energy. He interviewed Eric Thomas the other day, and that was a very good interview. They have very good synergy together. And so it's going to be, this is my first time being interviewed by him, but you better believe it's going to sizzle.
Well, I'm excited to hear it.
From the duck, yes. So it's Ed Mylett, and it's at 2:00. It's a podcast. He has the 20th most popular podcast in the world.
I'll find it while I'm in the waiting room, and I'll pull it up at the end so people can see what it is.
Yes, fantastic. Yes.
Do you know that I listen to podcasts, that there's a setting on podcasts where you can listen to them in at 1, like regular speed, or 1.5 speed, or 2 speed. I always listen to him in 1.5 speed. So I wonder what he would sound like on that.
Wow. Yeah. That's interesting. Yes. Okay.
Well, let's see where people are watching us from today and say hello. So South Africa.
All right. Who's that? Justin, how are you?
From Michigan. We've got Rip from Jersey.
Jersey.
I know. I was like, I tried to say it, but I was like, I don't have the right accent. Houston, Texas.
All right, Nisi Boo, how are you?
Got Florida.
All right, Pamela, how y'all doing?
Massachusetts.
All right, Bree.
Ireland, Marty says.
Marty, hello, Marty.
Vancouver. Oh, here it goes. This is moving fast. Marty. Vancouver.
Brett, how you doing?
In California, we're thinking about you out there in California. They're fighting some
Yeah.
And one more from Texas after yesterday. We got in trouble for not saying enough about Texas.
Okay, we got Dallas, Texas in the house. All right. Oh, I feel good.
I know, I like his name. I lived in Dallas for 10 years. It's one of my favorite cities out there. So
that's TD Jakes country.
Yes. Oh, it sure is. All right, sir. Well, I'm going to jump out of here and let you get going. And I will look up, say the name of the podcast one more time, and I'll make sure I pull it up.
Make Know Your Vitamin. Oh, no, the podcast with me. It's Ed Mylett, Mylett.
And then today is Make Know Your Vitamin. So I'm going to jump out and let you start with that.
Yes. I want you to, first of all, know that I really appreciate you joining us each day. And I want you to let as many people as possible know about this broadcast. I'm going to be teaching in a series of our lessons on effective ways to increase your presentation power. I want you to take some notes. I'm going to share with you how you can make a difference and make an impact. Now, let me share with you why I'm doing this. When you look at what's going on now in the coronavirus, the mixed messages from the politicians and the health officials, when you look at the impact that it's having on us in terms of social distancing, I was with my family the other day. My granddaughter got married. I didn't attend. They sent me video coverage of it and pictures, but I didn't think it would be a safe environment for me. Saw my grandsons and I didn't hang them. I didn't hug them because it was dangerous. I can't take a chance doing that. And so I waved at everybody, went over to reception, and I was everybody was looking at me. I had my mask on and I didn't take it off. And so this is affect you mentally. And then you have moments when people can't just come over to the house. I have friends who are coming up from Fort Lauderdale and said, I'd like to come by and see you and let's have dinner. I say, well, they just told me in the media that the virus, it can hang in the air for hours. So listen, I said, we will do it virtually. I'm not dying to have dinner with you. So I want to share some things with you. What I do, hey, please, y'all need to keep it down out there. Excuse me just a minute. Hey, Butter. Hey, Butter. These guys down here talking, I can hear them. Man, they had a leak in the heater. And so the repair people are here for that. So that's just, I had to check about it because that's distracting. But I want to share with you how you can take a story and create value, just a section of your life, a small little slither, and be able to create an experience and impact people. So I want you to write this down. What gave me a breakthrough in this industry, that the majority of speakers had memorized scripts and they would give a speech everywhere they went. How I broke through when I got through, it was a Good Old Boys Network. Mike Williams, who wrote the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff, he taught me how to be versatile and flexible and telling a story. And he said, if information could change people, everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy. So what I do is create an experience, and I make a point with the experience with my story. And this is how I train people that's in our Power Voice program. And we do this, we have a class every Wednesday. And so I'm going to share something with you. Now, I want you to listen and hear the things that I want you to listen out for before I tell the story. Number one, here's the point. You never make a point without a story. So here's the point, that these points I'm going to make. You're going to fail your way to success. Write that down. You're going to fail your way to success. Number 2, persist until you succeed. 3, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Now, believe it or not, I had no idea by telling this story how I was rejected applying for a job at WMBM radio station in Miami, on Miami Beach. When I tell this story of rejection and persistence, that it would be the launching of my career to establish myself nationally and globally as a resource. I had no idea. You have stories of greatness in you. You have stories, things you've experienced, things you've seen, and they don't have to be down and out stories. They don't have to be stories of any major consequence. And mine, it was how I was rejected and turned down in my pursuit of becoming a disc jockey on WMBM radio station, and my desire to get involved in radio to earn a living. I was 18 years old when this took place. So I'm going to work with you right now and share with you this story. And for 14 years, I didn't bring this out here because I'm thinking, who's going to pay me to tell my story? I didn't even know what my story was. Mike Williams pulled it out, so you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. And he said, hey, how'd you get involved in radio? Well, I said, I went to the radio station and to apply for a job at the recommendation of Mr. Washington. And the guy, the general manager, the program director said no. And he said, what'd you do then? I came back and I told Mr. Washington, and Mr. Washington said, go back again. And he said no again. He said, and what did you do then? I went back home and I thought about it, and I came back again and asked the guy, would he give me a job as a disc jockey? He said, man, that's your story. And I said, you gotta be kidding. No. So let me put some meat on the bones right now. When I tell the story in the context of a presentation, when I'm speaking for corporations or organizations or churches or speaking around the world, and everybody demand this story. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have some things you want to do? I want you to raise your hands right now. One of the major goals I wanted to achieve was to buy my mother a home. And this high school teacher who changed my life by saying, Mr. Brown, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That he asked me, what do you want to do with your life, young man? And I said, sir, I want to buy my mother a home. He said, how do you plan to do that? I said, I'd like to become a disc jockey. He said, listen, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. He said, I want you to work on 3 things. Number 1, work on your mind. I want you to start listening to motivational messages on a regular basis. And I said, why? He said, because you want to fortify yourself with confidence. You want to show up and be strong mentally and persistent, because most people will fail their way to success and they don't know it, and they don't have the mental stamina to overcome those failures that they experience and how to handle them and process them mentally. And so he said, I want you to work on your mind and read motivational messages and listen to motivational messages on a regular basis. I said, thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look at your goals and dreams, he's absolutely right. You're going to have a lot of rejections in life, but you will fail your way to success. A thing's going to happen that you cannot anticipate, but you will fail your way to success. Walter P. Chrysler failed in the automobile industry 49 times, but he continued. He did not stop. And so I went to WMBM radio station. Milton Butterball Smith was the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to become a disc jockey. He said, young man, do you have any journalism in your background? I said, no, sir, I don't. You have any experience? I said, no, sir, but Mr. Washington told me come and talk to you. And he said that he mentored you. He said, let me ask you this. I said, yes, sir. You don't have any experience. No, sir. But let me audition for you, sir. I'll show you how good I am. And he said, no, we don't have any job for you. Boy, I was blown away. Have you ever been rejected? I went back and I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't worry about the fact that they said no. Most people are so negative, they're going to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. Nobody was laid off or fired. Now, get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was singing for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. Listen here. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was singing for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He looked at me with rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. The power of persistence. Og Mandino said, I will persist until I succeed. If you want to become successful, you must know you will fail your way to success. You must know you must persist until you succeed. And so I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I'd go get their lunch and their dinner, and I'd stand in the control room, watching their hand movements on the control board, knowing my time will come. I want you to write this down. Expect to win. Expect to become successful. And then on the weekends, the disc jockeys will come out in the parking lot and their cars will be waxed and cleaned inside out. And they're asked the question, hey, who did this? I did, sir. How much you charge, young man? Oh, nothing, sir. I just wanted to help out. Said, listen, take my car keys. Donna Ross and the Supremes are coming to town. The Four Tops and the Temptations. I want you to drive them on Miami Beach. And here are the keys to my car. I said, yes, sir. I got in the car of these big, long Cadillacs of the disc jockeys. I pick up the entertainers at the Miami airport. I drive them all over Miami. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. And then one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. Rockin' Roger got so drunk he could not complete the show. And he started slurring his words. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, saying, drink, rock, drink. I'd have gone and get him some more if he'd asked me to. Drink, rock. And then pretty soon, the phone rang. It was general manager. Hello, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes and I called him back. Mr. Klein? Yes. I can't find nobody. Young boy, do you know how to work the controls? Yes, sir, I do. Go in there and segue the records. But don't you say nothing here. Yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I open up that microphone. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P, Les Brown, your plotter playing Papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, and indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one, and have an opportunity and not be prepared. Are you serious about your goals and dreams? You will fail your way to success. Are you hungry for your goals and for your dreams? Hey, listen to me. Listen to me right now. As you think about your goals and dreams, you got to be persistent. You got to be willing to persevere. Are you serious about your goals and dreams? Do you really want to win? It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one, and have an opportunity and not be prepared. That's just one section of the speech that I give. That's just one story. One. And I'm going to share some things with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you. When you hear the scripture that says, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. Nobody could have told me. I used to work for the Miami Sanitation Department. I used to work for Sears. I used to do door-to-door sales, selling used televisions. No one could have told me in 1 month, documented, earned over $410,000 in 1 month speaking. And they said, tell that disc jockey story. We have gone from, let me share with you why I'm doing this. Never make a point without a story. And you never tell a story without a point. We have gone from brick and mortar to click and order. That's why these big shopping malls have gone under. Businesses that have been staples, that have been around for years, out of here. You're going from brick and mortar. People are working from home to click and order. They're ordering products, billions of dollars online. I'm doing more speeches at home. I don't have to get on an airplane. I don't have to do that anymore. Not going to do that. I'm not going from hotel to hotel, city to city. I do speeches around the world in the safety and comfort of my home and training others how to do it. Opportunity knocks on every door. No. Opportunity stands by silently, waiting for you to recognize it. Do you have some knowledge? Do you want to make a difference? Do you want to influence and impact people? My ability to communicate got me elected to the Ohio legislature from the 29th House District. Do your research. Your ability to communicate, the reason that I put this Power Voice system together, it's your superpower. If you can communicate, you can advance your career in corporations. They rate you based upon your ability to think on your feet, to express yourself, to make an impact, to influence people, to make a sale. When people hear you speak, they're listening very closely. It helps you to establish credibility. Listen to me, Linda, listen to me. You can have fun, and you can change lives, and you can make some money. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. Oh, behave, hello. I used to be so broke, I walked past the bank and tripped the alarm. Oh, okay. Oh, behave. Okay, I promise. So, Do you have a story? Have you ever been rejected? Have you ever gone through a divorce? Have you ever been fired? I know at least 40 million of you out there have. Have you ever gone through foreclosure or eviction? Yes, I have. Listen, your story becomes a guide for something somebody else is going through right now. You remember that guy who wrote the book called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus? Was it John Gray? He and Barbara DeAngelis, he wrote that book. And Barbara DeAngelis, she wrote all kind of relationship with it. Between the two, they've probably been married about 7 times. 7. No, you don't have to be perfect. You know, one of the things I heard, there's a quote that a diamond does not have to be perfect. It has its flaws, but it's more valuable than a pebble without one. Oh, behave. This is a time to reflect, to think. There's so many ways to make money with this computer. That's why Time Magazine named it the Person of the Year. Why? Because you can run a global business from your computer. Now people are in the house. It's time to learn a new skill. Yes, I'm 75. I'm learning something every day. My goal is to learn something today that I did not know yesterday. Don't you sit this out. There's somebody that needs to hear your story. Maya Angelou said there's nothing as painful as an untold story buried in your soul. There's somebody need to hear it. I can't tell you the number of people saying, I've been listening to you since I was a kid, and here you are still doing it. And you brought me through some tough times. If you got a story, if you love making a difference in people's lives, if you want to be a voice of influence, if you manage people, want to know how to motivate them and how to create within them a mindset of being connected, even though they're geographically apart, I want you to put voice in the comment section. The Power Voice system, we teach you how to do it. The Power Voice system, put voice in the comment section now. It's your superpower. I came from nothing. Nothing. Spoken over 51 countries. Spoken the Georgia Dome to over 80,000 people. Had no idea I can do it. There are things that you can do that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. Take a chance on you. Put your money where your mouth is. You say, well, I can't afford to do it. You can't afford not to do it. Put your money where your mouth is. Make it happen. If I told you that I can get you a McDonald's corporation for the same amount, you got 24 hours to get the money, you'll get it. Because you know a McDonald's franchise will make some money. But if I had a choice between you and your voice, I'll put my money on you. Because it takes 5 years to turn a profit with the McDonald's franchise, but I can earn over $100,000 before the end of the year with your story. There's so many ways. Opportunity stands by silently, waiting for us to recognize it, move with a sense of urgency. If you can hear me in your heart, if it's in your heart, I'm not interested in people who are half-hearted. I'm not going to do it for you. You got to have heart. It's got to be in you. I like to work with people who feel that it's their calling, a job you get paid for. Calling is what you're made for. I was made to speak. Is that you? Do you enjoy helping people? Before I got involved in this area, if you were African American and you want to help people, you know what they say? You ought to be a preacher. I don't want to preach. I needed prayer. The difference between me and preachers, they preach the gospel about Jesus. I preach the gospel that Jesus preached. They sell the messenger. I sell his message. Put voice in the comment section now. I'd love to work with you. I'm going to do another speaker summit, and I'm selecting people to be a part of that summit. Could be you if you're hungry. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I hope you enjoyed this little session. Hello, Aaron?
I enjoyed it for sure. And it looks like over here in the comments, I wanted to show Shalonda. She said, expect to win, expect to be successful.
Yes.
I loved that. And then I did pull up this real quick. I wanted to make sure that we put that on there.
Yeah.
So that's for the podcast you're doing today.
Yeah, I'm doing today at 2:00. I think he's one of the most powerful speakers on the planet. And Guy, he's very brilliant, great energy, speaks real fast, a brilliant mind. And this is our first time meeting. And so I really admire his work. And so you're going to learn techniques and strategies, which we also teach you in the Power Voice system of how to do interviews and how to handle them. And this young man here, he is very, very good. So I'm 75, a young broom sweep clean, but an old broom nowhere to go.
I'm excited to hear it.
Oh, baby, let the record show I still got the fire in my belly. Let the record show. Don't underestimate me because I'm 75. Just look at this kid and play hairstyle. I told my barber, go get some hedges, those little clippers that they cut the hedges with, and see, can you cut my hair from 6 feet away?
Way over there.
Yeah, get over there and do it. Yeah.
You know, I think we're such good friends because we have so much in common. But your story reminds me when I first started my business, you get to a point in business where if you have an office to meet your clients, especially in a creative business, it makes more sense to have an office. I was trying to do it out of my garage. So I went and looked at all these office spaces, offered free social media for free office space. They all said no, right? And then I just kept following up with phone calls the week later. And finally one guy said, I can't get you out of my mind. Let's do it. And he's still my landlord in my new space that I paid for to this day, but I got free office space for 2 years from this guy just from being persistent. So I think that's why we connect so well sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. You've got to be persistent. You will fail your way to success. And it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Ooh,
This is the time that we have to be creative, throw our nets on the other side, reinvent ourselves, rethink our lives, move with a sense of urgency.
Well, I love that. I know that everybody over here, it looks like there's a ton of people that are ready to tell their story. I'll tell you, we've got a lot of voices over here. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you put voice in the comments, and Les's team will reach out to see if, y'all don't take everyone. So
No.
Get on there and see if opportunity is, what'd you say? It's not knocking.
Yeah. Opportunity does not knock on every door. Opportunity stands by silently, waiting for you to recognize it.
I like that.
All right.
All right. I got one more comment here and then wrap us up. Alvina says, love the hair. You're still the very best coach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Here's something I'd like to say. Khalil Gibran, who wrote The Prophet, he said, more than hunger and thirst, the human spirit needs a story. More than hunger and thirst, human beings need a story. Right now, we need messengers of hope. It makes a difference. It creates a mindset of optimism, gives you inner resolve. We will get through this. This has not come to stay. It reminds us, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. It assures us, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. We need this now. Suicide rate of children between 5 and 11 has increased 70%. Something's wrong with that. We've got to multiply the voices of hope so they can hear conversations that say, we got this. It's possible. It's necessary. It's you. It's me. It's hard. It's worth it. It's done. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Thank y'all for joining us. We will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good day, Les.
Thank you. You too. Bye for now.